Hey guys, Ninja Guy VR here, and man, we got some really cool announcement of really awesome games coming out. You know, we got Batman Arkham Shadow, which we saw a nice cinematic trailer coming out of Summer Game Fest. We've got Alien Rogue Incursion, which we saw a nice gameplay trailer from the PlayStation State of Play. We've got Behemoth, which we got a nice sneak peek from a lot of content creators. And then, you know, we didn't hear a lot about Metro Awakening lately, but I'm still super excited about it. But something that I'm also excited is the Summer Game Fest. Of course, Steam does some Game Fests 3 times a year, and this time around they've got a nice selection of 14 demos that I was able to play, and I'm gonna show you guys some gameplay and give you my impression of the game and talks about it. So hopefully that'll give you a lot of information and it can give you a decision on games that you'll be excited about. So let's go ahead and check them out. Astro Hunters is a game developed by Wenkley Studio and it is stated to release in Q3 2024. The game is a PvPvE extraction shooter. So the way it works is that you have to select a certain planet to go to, and then you have certain objectives to complete to get like some kind of rewards and things like that. At the same time, you have to scavenge and get some more equipments to upgrade your weapons and things like that. During your time there are chances that you see other online players, and you know, it depends on what you want to do. Sometimes you can help out each other, or you could like trick someone and just kill them and get all of their stuff, you know. It's pretty cool, I like that. So yeah, it's a game that can be very addicting, you know, if you're not being careful, because upgrading stuff, you know, trying to get equipment, better equipment, and there's also cosmetic that you can buy. It can be very grindy, but like I said, just very addicting. Beautiful game to explore, you know. This is another game that I recommend if this is the type of game that you like to play. Evil Spunk is a game developed by DigiVega Studios and it's stated to release in Q3 2024. Now, this game was not ready for a demo, I'm gonna tell you. It lacks a lot of polish, there's a lot of bugs. Really hard to recommend this one. I think that I read that this one is supposed to be a roguelike, but the demo doesn't show that. It looks more like a wave shooter. And like I said, there's a lot of bugs. When I shoot the enemies, the health doesn't go down. All the enemies goes at my house and hit it for some reason, but the house doesn't seem to have any health, so I don't see what's the point. And at some point I just didn't have any more bullets, so all I could do is just die, you know. Maybe that's the purpose of the game, because you know, there's a high score at the end that you can share with others. But still, you know, there's just too many things that I didn't really enjoy about this one, so it's hard to recommend. I was even able to get access to a dev room from you know, from Unreal Engine. So yeah, a lot of lack of polish. I'm gonna need to wait for this one and don't really recommend it. Frenzy Blood is a game developed by IVRDTOU and it is stated to release in 2024. This is an adventure game with a mix of noir and kind of like old school mafia. I believe that you're a hitman and you have to like find your targets in this really weird world, you know. There's really some messed up enemies that you have to shoot, and you have like a health bar and a sanity bar, and you have needles that you can use to heal up. But the thing is, I didn't really know how to gain my sanity back in the game. They didn't really tell you that, and I noticed that other content creators were struggling with that. So I think there's room to improvement for the game, especially for the sanity. But outside of that, I really enjoyed my time. But it's a very power hungry game, you know. I needed to put all my graphics on the lowest to make it work properly. But other than that, it's very cool. The animation when you flick your lighter is super awesome. So this is a game that I'm keeping my eye on. Jarpug is a game developed by Floating Island Games and it's stated to be coming soon. I've actually played a demo of this game before back in February, but you know, I did enjoy it, so I decided to play it back again, and it's as fun, you know. It's a really cool, cute game, very unique. It's a turn-based RPG, and as you can see here, you're seeing in third person. The story is that basically you're a dog and all of your masters has disappeared. They've been kidnapped by ghosts. So now you just want to find them back, but you know, there's other side story in the game and it's very enjoyable. And for the people who don't know me, I'm actually a sucker for turn-based RPGs, so yeah, I really enjoy my time with it. You know, you get customizable equipments, and when you level up, you get ability points that you can spend on whichever ability that you want to. Very cool. When you decide to attack, you can use your actual hands and move it to where you actually want your character to attack. Very fun, you know, very interactive, and I do recommend this one. Masternoid is a game developed by Pixel Magnet OE and it is stated to release in June 2024. If you know brick games, such as Arkanoid, you'll be pretty familiar with this one. So basically you have a ball and you have to hit those bricks to complete the level. The main attraction of the game is that you have a gun that you have to shoot the ball with. And what's cool is that when you move your hand around while shooting, you're actually gonna curve the ball, just like the movie Wanted. And it's pretty cool. You can direct the ball a little bit just to put it to the position you want when hitting those bricks. And then you get different kind of abilities, like multiple balls, or you can go through the bricks, or explosion bricks. So there is variety, and a lot of levels too, which is nice. The other thing is, depending on your scores, you'll get up to 3 stars when finishing a level, and I never reached the 3 star. It's actually really hard. But for the people who like arcade games, it's definitely a solid one. Minimally Invasive is a game developed by Marion Surgical Incorporated and it is stated to be coming soon. Man, I really wanted to like this game. It has some really cool graphics, the music is very good, and the mechanics are solid. There's even some nice comic book kind of cutscene at the beginning, which was kind of a little bit hard to understand, but it was still cool to see it there. It's just that the progression is so bad. I had such a hard time understanding what to do so many times. There's even a tutorial that I had to watch like 3 times to completely understand like the 5-step of doing something. So, even if you have to kind of like figure out things on your own, I feel like they need to guide your player a little bit better in this game. This is one of the demo where I actually couldn't finish it because I didn't know if the game was bugged or if the puzzle was actually really hard to understand, because honestly, I've been playing this game for about an hour and I was so confused throughout. On Point is a game developed by Actuator Digital and it is stated to release in Q3 2024. The game is basically a carnival shooter where you have to do a bunch of minigames to achieve a high score at the end. The game has 3 difficulties, and what's cool about it is that there's different minigames for every single difficulties. In the demo you get to play 4 minigames per difficulty, so a total of 12 minigames, but in the full game you get a total of 30 minigames per difficulty, so a total of 90 games. So it has a lot of varieties and it'll keep you busy for quite some time. To be honest, I had a lot of fun, even though I only had access to 12 games so far. But there is some challenge in the game, which is something that I really like. When you start the game, you have 3 hearts and every single minigame has an objective. If you fail, you lose 1 heart, and then there's other ways to lose hearts, such as like hitting bombs by mistakes and things like that, so it can definitely be challenging. So yeah, I do recommend the game if what you see here is the type of game that you're looking for. Periculum is a game developed by Cookie and it is stated to release on September 9th, 2024. This is a very cool strategy game. I really enjoy my time with it. The way it works is that you have to manage your resources and you have to buy these soldiers and put them on hexagons. And then you have to make them travel around, and every time you move to a different hexagon, you gain possession of it basically. So the main goal is to gain possession of all these tiles and you basically battle against other opponents. They can be online real players or bots. The game already looks pretty much completed, so I understand why it's coming out so soon. It can be very addicting, I can see myself spending a lot of time in the game and not noticing how many time has passed. But yeah, there are some little things that I would like improve. For example, I like to have more time, because during mid or late game I feel like you don't have enough time to do all of your things, or maybe like quality of life stuff where you can do stuff a little bit faster to be able to do everything you need to do for one turn. But yeah, fun game. Phantom Bound is a game developed by Pixel Blight and it is stated to be coming soon. So in the demo you get access to a endless mode, and I don't feel like it represents the full product because when I read throughout it, it looks more like an adventure game. But what I've played is very promising. So basically you hunt ghosts with kind of like a weapon, and this is absolutely a love letter to Luigi's Mansion. So I'm kind of excited for this one, like I really liked Luigi's Mansion back then. And the mechanics are super solid in the endless mode. I really enjoyed destroying these ghosts. It's just that, after a while you get tired or bored because it's all you do. But like I said in the description, it really looks promising. It looks like a real full-fledged adventure, just like Luigi's Mansion. So I'm looking forward to try this one. Pirates VR Jolly Roger is a game developed by Split Light Studio and the release date is to be announced. Now, when it comes to Pirates game, it's always hard to figure out what type of game it is because there's so many types of Pirates games that it can be, right? It could be a game where you navigate ships, or it could just be a fighting games with sword. But this one is actually a adventure game, and I was very pleasantly surprised by it. I really enjoyed the mechanics of climbing with stamina. There's this parrot that tells you basically what you need to do, and you always have to follow it, so you never really get lost. And you know, the puzzles are very good. They're not too bad. It took me a little bit of time to figure one of them, and I saw other streamers having a little bit of hard time with it too. But overall, very solid. You know, I wanted to play some more, even when the demo ended and it said thank you for playing. You know, I just wanted some more. So yeah, keep a lookout. It really looks like a full-fledged adventure game that looks super fun. Runebender is a game developed by NeuroGames, and it is stated to be coming soon. This game is kind of like a wave shooter but with roguelike elements, because sometimes at the end of the wave you'll get the option to upgrade some abilities. The main aspect of the game is that you can cast these spells, so you always have to do a certain movement to store your spell, and then you have to hit the trigger to shoot them away. And they have different type of elements depending on which enemy you hit, and they do tell you, you know, what's the weakness of certain enemies and things like that. So, you know, the first ability that you have is just to shoot projectiles, and then there's another ability that just do like a stream of magic for a long time for, you know, close encounters, which is kind of fun. The tutorial is very easy to understand. They did a very good job with the tutorial, and there's a nice story to the game. It's just that, I don't know, I feel like it's missing something, right? Like, we got a lot of games like that already, I feel. So yeah, it's hard to recommend, but it's still a very enjoyable experience. Security Control is a game developed by Grivet Games, and it is stated to release in September 2024. The game can be played single player, but you can see that it's definitely made for an experience in multiplayer. The way it works is that you first have to select multiple abilities for your phone, but your friends can't choose the same abilities, so you have to work together to do the missions. And the way the game works is that you're thrown into this office space, and your friend is giving you objectives on your phone that you have to do. And then you have to find the access card and find the door that you have to unlock and get out of there and finish your mission. So the office is fully dark, and that's where you have to work with your partners, because one of them will have the ability to use a flashlight on their phone. But you also have to be careful because there's a guard in there, and if they find you, it's basically game over and you have to restart the mission. So, you know, it's kind of fun. It was barely possible when you were playing alone, so I would be interested to try it with a few friends and see, you know, how fun it is. But yeah, definitely a game to play with a party. Stellar Plans is a game developed by Universe Ocean, and it is stated to release on July 17, 2024. Now, this game is not part of the Next Fest, but the demo came out very recently, so I decided to put it in this list. Now, this game will be hard to explain because it is very strange, but I do like strange, so it fits well with me. So the game starts in a dungeon, and you acquire a gun, and you have to fight these fantasy and medieval characters and go through the dungeon. You know, you have to go from point A to point B. And then when you're done with this dungeon, you get transported into a hub, and then you're assigned missions and teleported to other places where you have to go from point A to point B. But it is fun, you know, you get to level up and decide which ability you want to acquire. You can equip some armor to get more health and things like that. You acquire more weapons throughout your way. You get swords and, you know, a machine gun and things like that. It's a very strange setup, but it just works, you know. Alright, the last one is Subside, and that one is not really a game, it's more of an experience, but I've heard so many content creators talk about it and it looks kind of interesting, so I decided to give it a try. So it's been developed by A2D, and the release date is stated to be coming soon. So basically you're thrown into this simulation of water where you have to swim around, and it works so well, you know, it's so realistic. I really enjoy it. There are some elements of games in it, you know, you have to collect coins in the game to buy some upgrades, and then there's 4 tiles that you have to find to unlock the next level. But of course, since it's a demo, we only get access to the first level. So, you know, there is some kind of progression in it. I could see myself play it a lot more and going through these levels and unlock and see what they all look like. But it was fun exploring it, you know. I do recommend it for anybody who would like to have the most realistic experience of swimming. So there you have it, guys, all of my thoughts on all of the demos of the Steam Next Fest this June 2024. Hopefully you enjoyed. There are a few of the apps that I didn't try because they didn't really interest me, like a museum and a typing simulator, for example, but they are there. And unfortunately, we didn't get as many games as last one. The last one we got a total of 22 games to try. So hopefully next one we'll have a little bit more games, but it was still a fun experience. I get to try all these new games that we're now anticipating. So it was very fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and if you do, give me a comment and let me know if you would like to for me to do another one during the next Fest. So thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and thank you very much for watching. Have a good one and see you on the next one. Bye!